we know that this week hasn't been so good. So good because we have massive outflows, right? From one entity. And I hate to just keep harboring at this point, but it's just like when you have an entity like Grayscale that sells 500, $600 million of the Bitcoin per day, the market could only eat it up so much, right? And that's why so far we haven't been doing so well, because the other ETFs has not been able to keep up with the buying. So it has not been equaling out. Unfortunately, so far, we're seeing a lot, 2 days straight of outflows rather than inflows. But you can see we have massive inflows, basically, except like the first day of March. But from the 4th all the way to the 15th has been pretty good. Massive inflows. And let's not forget BlackRock is still accumulating at a massive rate. But look at the 18 to 19. Right? Yesterday was really bad. We had a net outflow of 326 million. And that's just because Grayscale will not stop. They just keep on selling. And I don't know why people are selling so much, but it's been happening. Hopefully today or later this month, we will see that stop, right? That's the hope. I mean, how much can they sell? Are they really trying to sell everything that they have? But that gets to my point. Even though it looks bleak, even though it looks scary, the last time, okay, you got to go all the way back to the beginning. The last time we saw massive outflows like this brings us all the way back to 39,000 Bitcoin. And that seemed like years ago, right? No, that was only the end of January. So that was only a few months ago. So again, that kind of shows you how fast things have been moving. We were still below 40,000 end of January. That's mind-blowing if you think about it. 50% gain within 2 months. But anyways, last time we had this kind of outflow was back in January when Bitcoin is 39,000. And guess what? Bitcoin basically doubled after that moment. So we're seeing that moment right now. It has happened before. It may happen again, right? Especially if the outflows stop, right? Or the inflows starts outpacing the outflows. So this is the order book from 5 major exchanges, including Binance, Bitfinex, BitMEX, Bitstamp, and Coinbase. And you can see there's major, if you look at the bottom side, there's major buys put in around $60,000. So in case people are wondering, are we going to go below $60,000? Are we going to have a drastic drop that brings us to the 50s or 40s? It's looking very, very, very unlikely. Look at how much orders are stacked from 60,000 beyond on Binance and Coinbase, which is the very left side and the very right side. Okay, tons of buys set. It's going to be very, very hard for the bears to smash through that. But on the flip side, though, from where we are going back to 73,000, very little resistance, right? You do see a lot of orders stacked from 73,000 and beyond, especially on Coinbase. But if you look at like even Binance, the sell orders are stacked from 72,000 to 75,000. And after that, it clears up. And on Bitfinex, BitMEX, and Bitstamp, they're too little to really affect things. So what this means is if we break through, first of all, for us to get back to 72,000 could come in no time. Like if we get some massive inflows, Grayscale stops selling, we'll be back to 72,000 in no time. That's what this is saying. There's basically no resistance for us to get back to 72,000. Now, for us to, if we push a little bit more past 75,000, that basically means we're ready. We're ready to rock. We're ready to climb higher and double to $100, $120, $130,000. That's what this means, right? So overall, this is showing some good stuff. We got some major resistance at 60,000, which is probably the reason why we bounced last night at 61,000. We're 60,800. We bounced off of there because there's a lot of buying pressure. And going upwards, it does look like we can get back to 72,000 like it's nothing. And if we break through 75, that's when it's going to get crazy. And who's to say that won't come next week or the week after that, right? Things are moving so quickly. Volatility goes both ways, right? Volatility goes both ways. Even though we had some volatile days, when I say volatile days, it really is days. We only had like 3 days or 4 days of volatility. It hasn't been like weeks or months of volatility. No, it's just been like a few days, which means in a few days, we go right back up to 73,000 and everyone forgets about what happened. That's honestly what could happen. If you look at the stable coins keep on going up in terms of the overall number and overall dollar amount. There's 140 billion stable coins out there. Now, what's the purpose of stable coins? Well, you use stablecoins to buy crypto. So there are enormous amount of entities out there and people that are holding enormous amount of stablecoins. And guess what? They're ready to buy. They're getting ready to pounce on Bitcoin and crypto, right? And that will definitely help. So, there's just an enormous amount of stablecoins right now. Enormous. It bottomed out right around, guess when? November 2023. And guess when the market started going upwards? November 2023. Well, we have broken out of this huge falling wedge. We're breaking higher and we're getting ready for the next leg up, which is above $100,000. No surprise there. Okay. And here's something else that helps this narrative that we are getting ready to double and going up to past $100,000. So like a lot of us remember that, our high in 2021 was 69,000. But according to most TA people, that was actually not supposed to be high. The first run up to 64, that was actually considered high. And the second wave was actually a fake out, which is interesting because I don't know how that makes sense, but it does. But if you look at previous cycles, it's like that. There was a peak, and then you go down, and then you get a fake out pump upwards. And somehow the second time around, we surpassed the first time, which hasn't been done before prior to that point. Okay. But basically what this is saying is we've broken past all-time high. There's a little retracement like it happened in 2017. And it also happened in 2020. We just can't see it on this scale. But both times, when we broke out of all-time high, guess what? We had a little retracement back down, and then we shot up to the moon. Okay, so again, that's where we are right now. This is why you should not be fearful of the market. You should not be feared out of the market because everything is still in play. Same kind of patterns, greater fundamentals. You got ETFs and institutions backing this rally. There are just a lot of goodness. There's a lot of goodness right now.